Welcome back to the channel USD Coins, everyone. If you're passionate about coins, rare collectibles, or just love hearing stories about unexpected treasure hiding in plain sight, then you're in for a treat today. Get ready to dive deep into one of the most intriguing mysteries in the world of numismatics, the 1981 P Liberty Quarter Dollar from the United States. Believe it or not, one of these coins, with a face value of just 25 cents, has been valued at an astonishing $911,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a quarter that many of us might have unknowingly spent on a gumball, a parking meter, or handed to a cashier without a second thought. So what makes this coin so valuable? How did it come to be such a sought-after piece? What kind of mistakes and minting anomalies can turn a small coin into a historic artifact? Today, we're taking you on a journey not only through the history and physical details of the 1981 P quarter but also through the world of minting errors, rare variations, and the extraordinary circumstances that elevate a common coin into something truly priceless. And remember, this isn't just about one magical coin. It's also about helping you recognize the potential treasure hiding in your own pocket. Change.so, let's start from the beginning. The quarter dollar, or simply the quarter, has been a cornerstone of U.S. currency for generations. In 1981, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins as part of its standard currency operations. At a glance, the 1981 P quarter looks just like any other. It features the familiar profile of George Washington on the obverse, that's the front side of the coin, with the word Liberty above his head, the date, 1981, below his portrait, and the motto, In God We Trust, to the left. To the right, you'd normally see the mint mark, P, indicating that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, the reverse of the coin, the tail side, displays the heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, with a bundle of arrows clutched in its talons and an olive branch just beneath. This image symbolizes the United States' readiness for war and hope for peace, a classic dual message etched into countless U.S. coins. Around the top rim of the coin, you'll find the words, United States of America, and at the bottom, the denomination, quarter dollar. All of this sounds standard, doesn't it? So what happened with this particular coin that makes it so incredibly valuable? Let's start with the idea of a mint error. Mint errors occur during the coin's production and can come in various forms: off-center strikes, double dies, planchet errors, clipped planchets, wrong metal compositions, and more. Most of these are relatively minor, and while they may make a coin interesting to collectors, they usually don't add a huge amount of value. But once in a while, something extraordinary happens. With the 1981 P Liberty Quarter, numismatists, those are coin experts, believe that a perfect storm of errors occurred. One of the most notable possibilities centers around the planchet, the blank metal disc used to make the coin. In normal circumstances, a planchet for a quarter should be composed of a clad metal, an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. But imagine for a moment if a different planchet was accidentally fed into the coining press, perhaps one meant for a foreign coin, a dime, or even a proof coin blank with a completely different composition. The metal content alone could make the coin worth significantly more, especially if the mistake went unnoticed and entered circulation. Beyond the planchet, the 1981 P quarter may also be a victim, or a beneficiary, depending on how you look at it, of a double die error. In this kind of mistake, the coin die, the metal stamp that presses the design into the blank, has been improperly engraved. This can result in a coin that has duplicated or doubled features, especially in the date, the lettering, or even parts of the portrait. If you've ever seen a coin where the date looks blurry or appears to have shadows of itself just beside the numbers, you might be looking at a double die error. Some of these errors are quite subtle and require magnification to see clearly, but others are bold enough that even a casual observer would notice them. Now, combine that possibility with another, the misplacement or misstriking of the mint mark. The letter P on the 1981 quarter indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia, but what if that mark is missing entirely? Or what if it was punched in the wrong location, appears twice, or was overstamped? Any of these would qualify as mint mark anomalies, and depending on how rare they are, they can send a coin's value through the roof. Collectors are always on the hunt for these kinds of rarities. Part of the thrill of coin collecting is the chance that a seemingly ordinary coin might be anything but. And in the case of the 1981 P Liberty Quarter, that thrill is very real. One such coin, perhaps because of a combination of a rare metal planchet, a bold double die strike, and an unusual mint mark error, is said to have fetched up to $911,000 at auction. That kind of value doesn't come out of nowhere, it's a reflection of scarcity, historical significance, and collector demand all converging at once, but there's more to the story. Some experts believe that certain 1981 P quarters were struck using experimental dies. These dies might have been used briefly during transitions in minting technology or during a test run that wasn't meant for public release. If any coins from such a test run accidentally made it into circulation, their rarity would be unmatched. Imagine a coin that was never meant to leave the mint, never meant to be touched by the public, suddenly becoming part of someone's spare change, and then re-emerging decades later as a one-of-a-kind artifact. This theory gains weight when you consider how rigorous the U.S. Mint's quality control systems are. Mistakes like these are extremely rare not just because of their technical nature, but because the Mint actively seeks to catch and destroy error coins before they ever leave the facility. So if one slips through, especially in such a dramatic way, it becomes instantly fascinating to collectors and historians alike. It's also important to remember that coin collecting isn't just about the technical errors. There's also a strong human element involved. People are drawn to coins like the 1981 P Liberty Quarter because they tell a story. They speak of mistakes, of mystery, of hidden value, of the idea that something as mundane as a quarter can hold secrets and surprises far beyond its monetary face value. They remind us that even the most routine parts of our daily lives might carry hidden gems waiting to be discovered. If you happen to have a 1981 P quarter in your collection, or even rattling around in your coin jar, take a moment to look at it closely. Is the mint mark present and correctly placed? Do you notice any doubling in the letters or numbers? Does the color or weight of the coin seem unusual? Even minor variations might be clues to something special. Of course, not every 1981 P quarter is worth six figures, far from it. But the possibility exists, and that alone has driven people to scour their collections, check old jars, and search through rolls of coins in hopes of finding the next big discovery. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and often unbelievable world of coin collecting. But not just any coin. We're going to take a deep, extended look into one of the most remarkable modern coins that has stirred up excitement across the numismatic community, the 1993 P Liberty Quarter Dollar. Believe it or not, this little piece of American currency, originally worth just 25 cents, is now valued at up to $865,000. That's right, nearly $1 million for a coin that many of us have probably seen or even spent without thinking twice. What makes this coin so incredibly valuable? How could something with such a modest face value skyrocket in worth due to a few unusual characteristics? Buckle up, because the story behind this quarter is one you won't want to miss. To start, it's important to understand the basics of what the 1993 P Liberty Quarter Dollar is. It's part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in production since 1932. The P mint mark on this coin indicates that it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. 1993 wasn't a particularly special year for quarters in general, at least not at first glance. There were no massive commemorative events, no significant changes to the design, and the mintage numbers weren't extraordinarily low. But that's where the mystery begins. Sometimes, the most unassuming coins become the most valuable, not because of their age or rarity in production, but because of mistakes made during the minting process. And this particular coin is a textbook example of how mint errors can drastically change a coin's value. The 1993 P Liberty Quarter became the subject of intense attention among collectors due to a set of highly specific minting errors and variations. Now, let's talk about what kind of errors can lead to such a spike in a coin's value. There are multiple types of mint errors that collectors look for: die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, wrong planchet errors, and even the presence or absence of a mint mark when it should or shouldn't be there. The 1993 P quarter has been known to exhibit some of these errors, including double die obverse, where elements like the word liberty, in God we trust, and the date itself appear slightly or heavily doubled. This is the result of a misalignment during the die creation process. Basically, the die that stamps the image onto the coin shifts slightly between strikes, creating a ghost-like double image that can be seen with the naked eye or under magnification. This kind of error alone can raise a coin's value significantly, depending on the severity and clarity of the doubling, but there's more. Some versions of the 1993 P Liberty Quarter show striking irregularities, like off-center errors where the image appears shifted to one side, with part of the design missing or cut off. This occurs when the coin blank, or planchet, isn't seated properly during the stamping process. These kinds of coins are often unique, no two will be exactly alike, and the rarity adds to their appeal and market value. Then we have issues like planchet errors, where the coin might be struck on the wrong metal. For example, a quarter might accidentally be struck on a nickel or even a foreign coin planchet. This error can be detected by weight, thickness, or even the sound the coin makes when dropped. A wrong planchet error from the 1993 P series is extremely rare, but reports and examples do exist, and when confirmed, these coins fetch tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes more. The mint mark itself is also a crucial factor in the coin's value. The P stands for Philadelphia, and normally, coins minted there carry this mark consistently. But there have been documented cases of the 1993 Liberty Quarter with missing mint marks, an error known as no P. This usually happens when the mint mark is accidentally omitted during die preparation. It may not sound like much, but a missing mint mark transforms the coin into an anomaly. Because mint marks are a key aspect of the identification and classification of coins, their absence makes these coins standout pieces. Since collectors prize uniqueness and deviation from the norm, no P 1993 Liberty Quarter instantly attracts attention and serious money. Now, let's look into how these coins ended up being valued as high as $865,000. That figure isn't arbitrary, it's based on recent auction records, private sales, and professional grading evaluations. Coins with multiple simultaneous errors, for instance, a double die obverse, an off-center strike, and a missing mint mark, are exceptionally rare. It's like finding a three-headed coin. When such a coin is found in good or even uncirculated condition, and when it's authenticated and graded by institutions like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, it becomes a prime candidate for auctions. Bidding wars can drive prices sky high, especially when wealthy collectors and investors are looking to add something truly one-of-a-kind to their collection. Grading plays an enormous role in determining value. A coin's grade reflects its condition, with scales ranging from poor, P1, to perfect mint state, MS70. A 1993 P quarter with these rare errors in near-perfect condition can fetch astronomically higher prices than the same coin in circulated, worn-down shape. Some MS66 or higher examples with dramatic errors have reached values well into six figures. The record $865,000 value likely came from a combination of extreme rarity, multiple confirmed mint errors, and a pristine, uncirculated state. It's like the perfect storm for coin value. And when you factor in provenance, meaning, the coin's ownership history, its appearance in exhibitions, or media attention, the price only climbs higher. What's fascinating is that these valuable coins often go unnoticed for years. Some are discovered in change jars, pocket change, old collections inherited from relatives, or even in bankrolls that people buy in bulk and sort through. That means the possibility of finding one still exists, albeit slim. It's a thrilling aspect of coin collecting, the idea that something sitting in your drawer right now could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The rarity of the 1993 P Liberty Quarter with extreme errors lies in its unpredictability. The U.S. Mint doesn't publicly release figures on error coins because they aren't supposed to exist in the first place. That lack of transparency makes these coins even more mysterious and desirable. Some conspiracy theories even float around that certain error coins are intentionally smuggled out by Mint employees, although these are mostly speculative. Still, the idea that a small mistake, a human or mechanical error, can create a quarter that's now worth more than a house is something that continues to captivate collectors. The economics of the coin world are driven by scarcity, demand, condition, and uniqueness. The 1993 P Liberty Quarter, in its most valuable forms, checks all those boxes. There's also an educational aspect to this coin's popularity. New collectors are often drawn into the hobby after hearing stories like this. It's like modern treasure hunting. They start learning how to examine coins, read minting history, understand die varieties, and appreciate the artistry behind coin production. The Washington Quarter design itself, with George Washington's profile and the heraldic eagle on the reverse, has been a staple of American coinage. But even familiar designs like this can hold incredible secrets, like doubled letters, misplaced mint marks, or missing design elements that only the most trained eyes can detect. Collectors often use magnifying glasses or digital microscopes to inspect their coins closely. They look for the tiniest abnormalities, a line that shouldn't be there, a shape that looks off, a surface inconsistency. These minute clues could be the key to discovering a quarter worth more than its weight in gold. And it's not just professional collectors. Ordinary people have found these valuable coins, and stories have been reported across the country of someone cashing in on a rare coin they had no idea was valuable. Social media has also played a role in popularizing coins like the 1993 P Liberty Quarter. Videos, posts, and reels showcasing coin finds have gone viral, prompting people everywhere to start checking their change. This coin has become something of a legend in the online numismatic circles, a modern-day gold rush where the tool isn't a pickaxe but a magnifying lens. Forums and websites dedicated to coin errors have exploded in popularity, and coins once overlooked have become high-value targets.